I hate the sound of my voice, but I'm determined to make these videos. So here goes. Hi, I'm Sam, and I love movies.
Hang up the tick, have it, hang it up, daddy, or you'll be alone in a quick. Hang up the tick, have it, hang it up, daddy, or you'll never get another fix.
So we're going to travel back to the future, 1993, for the adaptation of Stephen King's Needful Things. Rundown, credits, and synopsis. Needful Things, 1993, rated R. Runtime 2 hours, 1 minute. Director Fraser C. Heston. Writers Stephen King and W.D. Richter. Starring Max von Sydow, the gorgeous Ed Harris, and Bonnie Bedelia. A mysterious new shop opens in a small town which always seems to stock the deepest desires of each shopper with a price far heavier than expected. Like many of Stephen King's adaptations into film, this one takes place in Castle Rock, New England. So the feel of this one is super cozy. Like most of the adaptations of Stephen King's books that happen to take place in small New England towns, which is most of them, there's a real cozy vibe. I mean, maybe Derry isn't that cozy because we know Pennywise resides there, but Castle Rock always has this feel to it where it's one of those Cheers situations where everybody knows your name. There are all these different characters who live in town, and they all have their own secrets, and they all have their beefs with one another, kind of like I was mentioning for the Burbs earlier. It's a realistic dynamic, but puts regular everyday people in extraordinary situations. And that's something that I really appreciate about this film in general, is that it's nothing new to have a quaint little town and have a new shop move in with a new shop owner that has interesting antiquities. But what happens around this new shop owner and these antiquities is what makes it extraordinary and what makes it different and what makes it exciting and entertaining and even a little bit spooky at times. It is rated R after all. As explained in the synopsis, this shop owner seems to have something for everyone in town. He has an item that is irresistible to each personality in town. And so the people in town find themselves lusting after these items. But in order to get these items, they must give something. And it's not money we're talking about. They must make certain personal sacrifices, and those sacrifices will come back to bite them in the butt, so to speak, without giving too much away. There are very interesting characters, very diverse characters in this one. Like I said, each character has a little secret. There's always something to hide, something they're worried might get out, and there's an element of blackmail and power dynamics that are held over these people. And it's an interesting story about watching how people panic and start to lose their grip on control. And it's that in itself is a scary concept. But you place all of that complexity into these simple-minded small town people, and it just makes for a really interesting film. As I'm editing, I am just now realizing in retrospect that this synopsis could be used quite relevantly as a depiction of modern quote-unquote cancel culture, and just felt it pertinent to add that as a note in retrospect. The cinematography and the weather in this film are a little more autumnal than summer, but there is a little bit of warmth in it, especially at the beginning, that kind of helps bring us into the full-on autumn season. And so that is the main reason why I fit Needful Things into the September category, because it's a good introduction into fall from summer. So if you haven't seen Needful Things, I highly recommend that you do. And if you have seen it, but it's been years, you should definitely revisit it. It holds up really well. It's pretty timeless. Of course, technology has changed a lot since 1993, but the storyline itself is timeless. The actors are great. I mean, it has Ed Harris in it. You cannot go wrong with Ed Harris. So get on it, watch Needful Things. It is that item in the antiquities shop that you just can't resist.